You know those songs that hook their way into your brain and just will not let go? I've been experiencing that myself lately. As I'm filming this, Olivia Rodrigo's new single, Drop Dead, released a couple of weeks ago, and to say that it is living rent-free in my mind would be an understatement. Not just the song, but the music video, so lush and gilded at Versailles, are on heavy rotation in my house. Everything about it just captured me. The punchy lyrics, the dynamic melody, everything about it is just chef's kiss. But the more that I consume this song, the more I'm realizing why I'm so drawn to it. Because like any good piece of music, it makes me feel something. When I kick up my Spotify or press play on a music video, I'm not just listening to the song, I'm engaging with it. I'm experiencing it. And I'm transported to another place, another time. The intoxication of first love, the butterflies, the wonder, the excitement. In that moment, everything feels bigger and brighter and better. There's nothing like the first time, whether we're talking about listening to a new song or being in love. And that's why this song is moving me so much right now. Because it feels like I'm back in the shoes of somebody who's standing on the precipice of something great, of seeing truly for the first time how big and wide and kind of scary the world can be. It wasn't perfect, but damn, it was magical. And while plenty of time has certainly passed since that first love feeling, the emotions of that experience have left an indelible impact on me. And I think that's what really captured my attention about this piece of music. It perfectly captures the emotion of standing on the edge of girlhood and walking into really becoming yourself. It's the excitement and the nerves and the strange mix of complete uncertainty and absolute conviction in what you want from the world. And as this song has been replaying in my head nonstop as of late, I can't help but think that I've seen this pattern before, many times, in a place not too far from Olivia Rodrigo's own beginnings in the entertainment business, the archetypal Disney princess. You've heard them all before. Cinderella, Belle, Ariel, even newer additions to the pantheon like Moana, Anna, and Elsa. And I know that Olivia Rodrigo is probably not the first person you think of when you say the phrase Disney princess. But the more I'm mulling this over, the more I'm realizing why these two very different groups are overlapping in my mind. All of these figures, both real and imagined, are perfect embodiments of the Maiden archetype. Despite its youthful name, anyone of any age can embody Maiden energy. The fun, the wonder, the whimsy. But the Maiden archetype is so much more than childlike innocence. Beneath the surface is a powerful tool that you can use to transform your life. In today's video, I'm going to be unpacking the Maiden archetype through the lens of some very familiar faces. We'll be talking about the strengths, the pitfalls, and the shadows of this unsuspectingly powerful feminine archetype, and how we can tap into our inner maiden today. Whether you're 9 or 99, tapping into your inner maiden can be one of the most powerful strategies to creating life you truly love. Hey there, lovely, it's Gata, and welcome to my channel. This is my corner of the internet where I like to sit down and talk about feminine psychology, famous figures, and archetypal patterns that shape the way women move through the world, and how we can use those insights to create a life we truly love. If you're into that sort of thing, I invite you to pull up a chair and hang out for a bit. I'd love to have you. I also invite you to give this video a like and subscribe if you're interested in continuing this conversation with me. Now, let's get into the Maiden archetype. The Maiden archetype is so often misunderstood. When people hear the name, they often think immediately of immaturity and innocence and naivete. And yes, all of those things can certainly be present in this archetypal pattern. But people miss the magic of the Maiden. She represents the part of you when everything in life feels new and amazing. It's that wide-eyed feeling you get, the pit in your stomach, as you stand at the edge of the real world for the first time. The curiosity, the wonder, the possibility. The maiden isn't fully formed yet, and that's okay. That's actually where her power lies, because she's still actively becoming. I want to start off by talking about some of the key characteristics of the maiden archetype. Let's start with innocence and vulnerability. The maiden archetype is one of the ones that hasn't experienced too much of life yet, and that leaves her pretty green and open to new experiences. Think about Aurora being sequestered away into the forest with the three fairies to keep her safe from the dangers of Maleficent. Think about Anna and Rapunzel, locked away in a tower, never allowed to leave. This sense of innocence plays into the maiden's idea of possibility. What could be out there? What is there to explore? Which leads us to our next major characteristic of this famous archetype. The maiden is imaginative, and she dares to explore all of the possibilities of life. Think of Cinderella, mistreated and abused, but constantly daydreaming about what life could be. The maiden isn't afraid to look at the world in new and imaginative ways, regardless of what reality tries to get her to believe. She lets her imagination run wild with possibilities. No dream is too big or too outlandish for the maiden. The maiden is also about a natural curiosity about the world around you and how you fit into it. The maiden is trying to figure out her place and is exploring her autonomy, her ability to make decisions for her own life. When I think about this aspect of the maiden archetype, I immediately think about my personal favorite Disney princess, Ariel. She is so fascinated with the world of the humans above ground that she is actively defying her father and keeping her little hoard of human treasure because she wants to learn more about them. Yes, she knows she's breaking the rules, but her natural curiosity is getting the best of her. She wants to learn more about the world, about how she fits into it. That playful curiosity is a driving force behind her character arc. Another Disney princess that immediately comes to mind when I think about curiosity is Belle. Everyone's favorite resident bookworm is all about discovering new things, immersing herself in a book, and learning about the world outside of provincial France. Perhaps the most defining characteristic of the maiden archetype is its emphasis on potential, growth, and transformation. This is your quintessential coming of age, becoming kind of story. We see this with the princesses and in real life as well, where a maiden has to grow and overcome challenges and hardships to realize her fullest potential. Think about Elsa's transformation as she went from being a highly sheltered young princess who was constantly worried about offending people or doing the wrong thing, and her arc to coming to accept herself, to love herself. That growth and transformation is what ultimately leads to the resolution of the story and the ability that Elsa has to master her own powers. Instead of hiding her powers, Elsa's journey through maidenhood helps her to come to understand herself and her place in the world better. Elsa also demonstrates the way that the maiden's growth and transformation doesn't just change her, but transforms the world around her, typically for the better. Moana is another excellent example of this. Yes, she wants to get off her island for her own reasons. She's passionate about wayfinding and wants to see what else is out there. But by coming to terms with that and living up to her full potential, she's able to save the world. It's not just Moana that benefits when she finally leaves the island and lives in her full purpose. Everybody gets lifted up from her growth too. Like a caterpillar emerging from its cocoon as a fully mature butterfly, the maiden archetype is all about growing through change and becoming something bigger and more beautiful from it. Now, I love the maiden archetype, and I love a Disney princess movie, but like any film will show us, even the innocent maiden has her dark shadow side. One of the biggest traps of the maiden archetype is naivete or gullibility. I immediately think about Anna in Frozen and how she was immediately susceptible to Prince Hans's charms. She didn't think twice about getting engaged to this guy she just met, even at her sister's protests. It took Hans completely backstabbing her and her family, leaving her on the verge of death, for her to recognize what a mistake she'd made in trusting him in the first place. Because maiden energy tends to be a little more innocent and sheltered and assuming the best of people, it can be easy for people with ill intentions to be manipulative. Another trap that we see maidens falling into is the trap of passivity, feeling so uncertain about yourself and your abilities that you kind of just let life pass you by. You assume others must know best. They've been around longer. They're telling you you don't know what you're talking about. An embodied maiden is able to take the wisdom of others, but not let that shake who she is at her core. Another trap that many a maiden have fallen into is perpetual victimhood. This is that damsel in distress trope to a T. Sometimes being saved is nice. It's nice to have someone pick up the slack for you or to give you a break because life is hard. Sometimes it's nice to have someone else do it for you. But when we continually give up ownership of our own life, we lose our autonomy and our self-agency. You find yourself years down the road wondering if you're living your life or someone else's version of it. And the final challenge that many a maiden have had to overcome is the fear of failing, falling into this trap of perfectionism because you have to get it right every time. The maiden is by nature learning. She's growing and figuring out her place in the world. And that can come with some insecurity. But when we feel so much pressure to get it right, it can move us into inaction. We're so terrified of making the wrong move that we don't make any move at all. It's great to always strive to do your best, but waiting until the perfect moment will eventually lead to stagnation. You'll end up going nowhere fast. So now that we have a better idea of who she is, let's talk about some of my favorite ways to tap into your inner maiden energy today. The first thing I'm going to recommend before anything else is that you find a way to start playing again. One of the hallmarks of maiden energy is her youthful, lively, and playful spirit. A lot of us lose that along the way. We grow older, we mature, we talk ourselves out of the things that we used to enjoy most. But I need you to hear me when I say that if you want to tap into this wonderment, this youthfulness, this hope of the maiden, you have to find a way to have fun. This is the part of us that dances around the house while we're doing chores, or that sings badly at the top of her lungs while she's in the shower, or the part of you that makes an unexpected detour at that cute little coffee shop that you saw on Instagram because the drinks just look so adorable. The maiden is unapologetic in her pursuit of those things that bring fun and light to even life's most mundane moments. My second tip for tapping back into that maiden energy is to get back in touch with nature. There's something primal and otherworldly about connecting back with the outdoors. Think about how much time children love spending outside, imagining, creating, reconnecting. That spark doesn't go away as we age. Getting outside brings some youthful part of you back to life. Think about how many Disney princess movies you've seen where the girls are frolicking through a field or a meadow or a forest. That's proof alone right there. So if you want to embody this charming, charismatic maiden energy, get outside and touch some grass. My next tip for tapping into your inner maiden is to try out a new hobby or activity. Remember that the maiden is all about experiencing the newness of life. Everything is wonderful and fantastic, especially when you experience it for the first time. And trying out a new hobby or pursuit is a great way to spark that feeling of newness within yourself. The fourth tip I have for you when it comes to embodying your inner maiden is to really embrace spontaneity and maybe a little bit of risk-taking too. The maiden is all about potential, growth, and transformation. And you can't have those things if you keep yourself contained in the same box that you've always been in. If you want to be living in your maiden energy, it's time to try that thing that scares you, to tackle that childhood dream that you've never told anyone about, to take the first step into a new adventure before you know what comes next. I know this part is scary, and yes, there's something to be said about taking calculated, measured risk, but don't let fear and uncertainty keep you from venturing out. from leaving the tower of your life in exploration for something better. And my final tip for tapping back into that maiden energy is to find ways to spark little moments of joy in everyday life. Just like the lover, the maiden is really lit up when she gets the opportunity to revel in those little joys and pleasures of life. But while the lover is a little more grounded in sensuality and presence and experience, the maiden is all about fun and whimsy and imagination. In the maiden's world, things are allowed to be fun and playful and frilly, just because. Little things like writing your daily to-do list in a fuzzy gel pen in your favorite colored ink, packing your meal prep food in cute little containers, just because they're adorable and they make you smile, listening to your favorite type of bubblegum pop music while you're running errands in your car. These things don't serve any sort of functional purpose. They're just fun. And yes, these are little things, but they can have a big impact because as they compound, they serve as constant reminders to your inner being that you're worthy and deserving of joy, even in life's littlest moments. The real magic of the maiden is that she still believes in herself, in life, in what's possible. She hasn't let the world convince her to stop dreaming. She knows what she wants, and she's moving toward it with curiosity, with courage, and maybe just a little bit of audacity. And that, well, that's where everything else can begin. If you're still hanging out with me, thank you so much. I so love sitting down and having these chats with you every week. If you enjoyed this video, I would so appreciate it if you would give it a like and let me know in the comments down below who's your favorite Disney princess and how do you think that she embodies the maiden archetype. In my next video, we're gonna be doing a case study where we talk about a Hollywood starlet who perfectly embodied the charm, the wit, and the hopefulness of a true maiden, Audrey Hepburn. I'm so excited to dive into that one with you guys. If you want to hear more about what happens when a maiden becomes very certain of herself and steps into her full womanly power, I'm gonna leave a link to my lover overview on screen now. So I'll see you over there, or I'll just catch you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.